Aquaman has just passed $1 billion in the box office. You know, so I'm gonna try and dive in and see which superhero movies, comic book movies, could join the $1 billion club in the near future. What are the more likely ones to do it? Which ones aren't? So we're just gonna look at the singular characters. So Endgame, we obviously know Infinity War was a $2 billion movie. Endgame will be over. I'm predicting it's going to be over $2 billion. Maybe even potentially almost at Avatar. Potentially, but so we're going to cancel that one out. So we're just going to look into the singular character ones. So yeah, without further ado, let's dive into this video. So the first one's going to be Captain Marvel. Do I believe Captain Marvel's going to make $1 billion? Well, everything is pointing towards it so far that it is going to make over $1 billion. Who would have thought that? You know, the tickets have gone on sale already, and apparently they're predicting over 150 odd. Like, it's supposed to beat Aquaman in its opening weekend. Like, that's just how big it is at the moment. But to be honest with you, I don't know if it's going to have the legs to carry on. What I mean by that is, I don't actually think that it's because what helped Black Panther to get over $1 billion and Aquaman over $1 billion, in my opinion, is that they were introduced in other movies first. So you had Civil War, Black Panther was introduced, and then the Black Panther movie come out. And that's, I think, you got an understanding of what he was, who Black Panther was, got people interested, and then bam, the movie come out. Next thing you know, $1 billion later. Same with Aquaman. He was in Justice League. We all got a bit of taste of him. We saw what he was like. People clinged on and went, oh, Jason Momoa as Aquaman. Oh, what's this all about? And now you get the Aquaman movie, and yeah, it just makes $1 billion. So Captain Marvel doesn't have that luxury. It wasn't introduced at any time. Obviously, she's going to be in Endgame, but her movie comes out before Endgame. So I'm not predicting that it's going to make $1 million. I think it's going to do closer to Ant-Man numbers. So I'm thinking it's going to do, I'm going to rough estimate about 900 million, I think it's going to do. I don't think it's quite going to have enough legs to get over the $1 billion. So that's just my opinion. I don't think Captain Marvel is. Now, another Marvel movie that comes out later on after Endgame. Spider-Man Far From Home. You all know the trailer's out now. This one here. So it's been big times for Spider-Man. You got the new PS4 game. You had Spider Into the Spider-Verse. You had Homecoming. You had, he was also in Infinity War. You know, he's going to be in Endgame, and he's got his second movie, standalone movie, to himself. And this is the one that I think is going to be the next $1 billion standalone superhero comic book film. I think Spider-Man is just, everyone loves Spider-Man. I think Tom Holland does a good job. And I think this movie, everyone is going to be so keen for it, especially after Endgame. I think Endgame's going to help it. Depending on how, you know, because there's some little tricks in the trailer that you don't know if it's actually before or not. Before Endgame or before Infinity War or after Infinity War. Because they don't tell you what it is. Kevin Feige's obviously said that it takes after Infinity War and that. But, you know, they've said stuff and changed stuff. So he could change his mind, you never know. Misdirecting us. So I think Spider-Man's going to have the legs. Everyone loves Spider-Man. And I think because of how well Homecoming that did and how good, how loved Spider-Man is, I think he's going to be the next $1 billion film. Shazam! DC! Now, Shazam's got the same problem that Captain Marvel's going to have. We've never seen Shazam before. This is the first time we're going to see Shazam. So I don't think it's going to have the legs either. But, however, if it does make, I'm predicting it's going to make about 700, 800 million, which will be another win for DC. I just think we haven't seen enough of Shazam yet, and I think not having him introduced as another movie is going to impact people going to go see him. I don't think it's going to be as big as, say, Aquaman, Captain Marvel and that. So I think it's going to get around 700 to 800 million. I think it's going to be close to that. And for DC, that's a win. But unfortunately, it's not going to be the $1 billion film. Then we got the standalone Joker film. Now, this is with Joaquin Phoenix playing the Joker. This is a new one. Standalone by itself, as far as I know, it's not part of the DCEU. So this is just a standalone Joker film by itself. Could the Joker film do it? Possibly. The Joker could possibly do it, depending on how good it is. I think this one, This one's going to be how good it is, because people are going to be intrigued by it because they love the Joker and how they're going to do this. And I think this has the potential to be a $1 billion film, but I think it's going to come under the $1 billion film. Well, I could be wrong, but this is all going to depend on how well it's received as the critics put out their review of it when it gets closer. When they put their reviews out, if they say it's bad, I don't see it making $1 billion. If they say it's really, really good, I can see it going over that $1 billion $1 billion box office. But this one, I don't think it's going to have the legs to do it. I don't think it's going to be, people aren't going to want to see it as much because it's not part of the DCEU, which is a shame. But I'm excited for it, and I think it's not going to quite make $1 billion. I think you're looking at this Joker movie to be about 850 to 900. That's what I'm predicting. And then finally, we're going to go into Wonder Woman 1984, I believe it is called, which comes out the next year. And I'm telling you, Wonder Woman's making $1 billion because the first Wonder Woman was so good. Everyone loved it. This second one's going to easily make $1 billion. I think Wonder Woman is going to make $1 billion. There's no questions about it. This one's good. It's got momentum behind it, and especially if Shazam, and with Aquaman make $1 billion, with Shazam, if Shazam's successful and good and gets up to that 800 million mark, I can easily see Wonder Woman pushing over that $1 billion mark. And yeah, everyone loved the first Wonder Woman, so I can see Wonder Woman making $1 billion. So there you have it. I've looked into those 5. They are my 5 that I believe are either going to come just under or are likely to get over the $1 billion. So let me know in the comments, do you believe any of them are going to make $1 billion? Or do you believe another comic book movie like Dark Phoenix or New Mutants or that is going to actually get to the $1 billion film as well? So yeah, so let me know in the comments, and have yourselves a lovely day, evening, morning, wherever you are in the world. Enjoy yourself and keep smiling. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.
Perfect.